Bowan. Good afternoon. On behalf of the South Asian International Association for ECCD, I would like to welcome all the Bangladesh teachers and the Sri Lankan teachers for this discussion. I guess by now you all are aware about the main program behind these discussions, the educational summit that we planned in June. So in case anyone has joined with us for the first time, I'll just remind about the summit again. It's the South Asian International Summit 2022, which is planned from 18th to 20th June in Colombo, Sri Lanka. So all these discussions, the presentations, and all the collaborative work among our regional countries are planned in line with the summit planned in June. So I'll take this an opportunity to invite all 7 countries for the summit planned in June. So today's discussion is with the Bangladesh teachers. We've done discussions like this with India and Bhutan. So now we are going to move ahead with Bangladesh teachers, and I'm so glad that we got this opportunity to have this discussion with y'all. So today we'll be discussing about how English as a mode of communication can be improved, and what are the difficulties when it comes to teach children in English, because English is obviously our second language. So these are the things we are going to discuss today. So first of all, I would like to invite Ms. Sumaiya to give a brief introduction from your end.
Hello, I'm Sumaiya from Mehtaj, and I am from Bangladesh, from Dhaka Public School. I am a teacher of the Department of English, and I try to teach students about English language as much as possible in terms of speaking, reading, and writing. So that's it. Hello. Hello.
All right. I had some problem in with the mic.
Sorry.
Yeah. Okay then. So from our end, myself, I'm Madanaka, and Ms. Nilanka will be conducting this discussion. So to start with, first let's talk about the proficiency of English among schools. So how do you explain the proficiency of English among your school children as a communication language?
So I can give this floor to our another teacher, Mr. Raju Ahmed. He can talk now.
Okay, good afternoon. This is Raju. I'm also deliberating English lecture to our students, and I have been working in this sector about 4 years, and I think English language proficiency is essential for all of us, and by speaking in English is must when we stay at our classroom, and our listener will be also active listener, and we have to create an environment like that. So first of all, well, we have to start our primary education with this language, like some practicing, some giving some deliberating some speech about English language. What is importance of English language, and how we can uh, use it in our every sphere of life. Okay, then English language proficiency can also help us um, to make us communicated with the uh, unknown places and the persons where we who are totally unknown to us, and the culture of different circumstance, it also be acknowledged by it. So mm, we should ensure the English environment in our classroom. Then uh, we have to inspire. We have to make them inspire about the speaking to our students. Then we can also mm, deliver some speeches about the priority of English speaking and language. Then other parts of some importance hints will be given by Mr. Sumaiya Mehtaj. I think she will make it clear to you. Okay, thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Raju. Like in Sri Lanka, our students are facing a lot of difficulties when it comes to like learning in English, because English is not our mother tongue. So I'm pretty sure your students must be facing the same. So like, what are the difficulties faced by students while learning English as a second language?
As I am okay, so I am talking. I'm Sumaiya. So the main problem is in speaking, as I have already discussed about it before. I'm telling the same thing again because they face a lot of problem while speaking in English, and they think like they can write easily in English about anything, because when it's because they get more time to think. When they think something in our mother tongue, they get more time to think and write, but they don't get the same time in terms of speaking, because during we speak we get a little amount of time to think. So this is one barrier, difficulty that they face while speaking in English language. Second thing is grammar. They need to practice a lot of grammatical rules, but they lack that concept of using them in the everyday language. So the difficulty that they face is that they can use correct grammars in terms of certain sentences, but while it is coming to writing a paragraph maybe, or it's about speaking about a particular topic, they lack that proficiency of using correct English, and the correct way how to write the sentences. That is another difficulty. Another difficulty includes the availability of environment, an English speaking environment, because other than the school environment, they don't get that atmosphere, English atmosphere at their schools or outside the school at any place. So from maybe some families get that environment, but most of the families don't get that backup uh, from their guardians or outside the school campus. That is why they feel it really challenging in terms of practicing correct English and use them in their everyday sentences. Yeah, that's it. I would like to say for now.
Yeah, thank you, Ms. Sumaiya, for that explanation. So that was from the student's point of view. I believe that obviously from your end, as teachers, you all might be facing a lot of issues as well. So let's talk about the issues faced by teachers when it comes to, teaching English as a second language.
Okay, so in terms of teaching, sometimes because they don't get the same backup from their families, maybe we are focusing on an average group of students who can take what we deliver to them. In that pace, there are some students who always fall apart because they don't get that knowledge into their mind. Because and I cannot always any teacher cannot always just push themselves to the only the weak students, because there are some other students who come forward. They are good at English maybe compared to the other students, and they feel like to learn more, and the level of all the students are not same. Here is one challenge which we need to balance between the students. The second thing is that all those teachers might not have the same proficiency in terms of writing and reading English, because as already I have said that today's students is tomorrow's teachers. So the background of the teachers, all of the teachers are not same. So they are not practiced in speaking English the same way uh, uh, as the other teachers maybe. So from the teachers, the students are getting different ways, different strategies to learn English. And when one teacher is teaching them, when and the other teacher again enters into the classroom and teaching the students in the same way, they have the two kinds of strategies to teach the students. In that case, it's challenging for the teachers to cope up and to balance between them, then how which strategy they should follow. So this is another challenge we usually face. Yeah. So I hope this this would be clear for now.
Of course, yes, Ms. Sumaiya. Thank you very much. That was very clear. So moving forward, then let's discuss about the barriers to effective learning English language.
The barriers. So again, the very common barrier, that is the backup from the families, because all the students not are from the same kind of families. Secondly, the technological efficiency, that they do not have the same technology in every family. Not everyone can use their technological instruments in the same way to learn English, like videos, movies, cartoons, series. Them, if one student is supposed to be in an English environment all the time, um, he can learn English really very easily and in a faster pace. But for the and hello, can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, yes. Now we can hear you. Yes.
So, okay. So if the students are not in that environment and not being in that atmosphere, that English is always what they can hear, what they can see, what they can read, because they are, in that case, this is another barrier for some students, that they do not have that technological advancement in their family or for themselves. Yeah, and this is what the students and teachers.
Yeah. Thank you very much, Ms. Sumaiya. Now, as I mentioned earlier, we are not the native speakers. So English is our second language. So obviously we have the mother tongue influence when it comes to English. So how to handle the mother tongue influence while teaching English as second language?
Please repeat the question.
Yeah, now, obviously, like, as we are not the native speakers of English, we have the influence from our mother tongue. So how do you handle the mother tongue influence while teaching English as a second language? Now, for example, like now, as Sri Lankans, like most of the in most of our schools, like we have something like called Singlish, Sinhala plus English, because they don't get all the words from English. So maybe in a sentence, they might speak one or two words in English and the rest of the sentence might come from their own mother language. So like that, we obviously have the mother tongue influence. So like, how do you deal with this mother tongue influence?
In our country, really, we don't face that types of problems. Mother tongue access is not available in our English language, but one problem we have faced now, these days, the accent are changing after a few months or after a few years. When we teaches our students at the first ages, apple is apple, but now we are teaching not apple. So students are confused when apple. So students are confused. They teaches apple in their pre-school, but when they started school 8th grade or 9th grade, it becomes apple. So we faces these types of problem. Which is right or which is wrong, they can't decided this, and they can't share it. The por the when we speak the, but now we speak it the. This is the problem. But mother language essence is not create any problem in English language.
Okay. Thank you very much, Ms. Nazia. I invite Ms. Nilanka to continue the discussion from here onwards. Nilanka, yes, over to you.
Thank you, Hasini. I am Nilanka. I'm going to continue the questionnaire hereafter. I would like to ask another question. Can you explain how would you maintain proficiency level across the entire class? Can you hear me?
Yes, Nilanka, we can hear you. But I think, yes, they're back. Yeah, dear teachers from Bangladesh, is there any issue from your end, like with the connection? Can you all hear us?
Yes, we have electricity problem.
Okay.
Other teacher is with us, so
They will join.
Are we good to go ahead?
Yes, you can go ahead.
Okay, sure, Nilanka, you can.
Okay, so I'll ask the question. How will you maintain proficiency level across the entire class? That's my question.
Oh, sorry, can you repeat?
Sorry, can you repeat?
Of course. I want to know how would you maintain the proficiency level across the entire class? The level when we are speaking in English, we need to brush up our proficiency, our literacy, our colloquial language, and there's a difference between our colloquial language and when we are speaking in English. So I want to know how can we maintain the proficiency level across the entire class when we are teaching English as a language?
Yeah, ma'am, I think you're on mute. Sorry to interrupt you. I think you're on mute.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
So in that case, we try to use some strategies. So these strategies are kind of games. There is a game called Hangman. I don't know if you were introduced to it or not. In this Hangman, we draw a human head and then we give them a word. For example, it's name of a flower. And then, for example, I am asking them about daffodil, D-A-F-F-O-D-I-L, 8 letters. So for the 8 alphabets, I would give them 8 dashes in the board. And one clue is it's a flower. Now, I ask them, please find out what the word is. And then what they do is, there is another strategy to play this game. For example, they start with the vowels. So A-E-I-O-U, what they go for the first place. One alphabet they miss, and there comes a throat, and then hand, and then the whole body. One by one, the man gets hanged. So they feel it very interesting. And through this game, they come to know about new words. And after that, we try to, because they feel interested in that. So on that topic, we try to speak up more about that one word, maybe the daffodil, how the daffodil looks, how, where it is seen most, and what is the color of the daffodil. So how can we draw it? So we try to talk more about that one word. And then maybe sometimes we ask them, can you please write some 5 interesting sentences about this one topic, that is the daffodil. They take it as a homework, or sometimes if the class time is enough for them to think and write or speak, we give them that opportunity to write or speak. It depends on the classroom actually, how they get interested. Are they interested in writing now, or they are interested in reading now? So this is one of the games. There are some other games we try to implement with our students, for example, using dice and having certain numbers and topics in those numbers, where the dice gives the number. For example, if it's 3, in the third point, it might be the food you like most. Talk about the food you like most. It can be the options also included the moment of the day you like most. It's day, night, afternoon, morning, whatever it is. The room of your house that you love, where you love to be most. Your favorite place where you love to spend your time most. Like, these are the types of things we try to offer our students to give some explanation from themselves. So this is how they actually get motivated to speak or write. So when motivation happens in their mind, they actually try, at least they try from their level. And from that tries, we try to level up, we try to balance that proficiency to how much they can take in that moment of the of class. This is how we actually try to control this proficiency level of students. Are you happy with this answer?
Yeah, of course. A very good explanation. And my next question is again regarding, it's a similar question. I want to know the best techniques to be followed side by side with the regular syllabus. What are the best techniques you are following with regular syllabus?
With the syllabus, okay. So whatever is there in the syllabus, from that syllabus, if we try to give something new to the students, it would be a burden for them. So we ask them to select their most favorite topic, and we ask them to have maybe a little competition and offer them something, a little gift. Maybe today I would offer you with a chocolate if you can talk about this particular thing today from the syllabus more, like which no other students have discussed maybe, or no other students have written. If you can write 2 or 3 lines more about it, you can have this opportunity. It kind of, again, it's kind of a game. We try to involve them in a competitive situation, and this makes the students inspired and motivated to enjoy the thing, and also accumulate involve themselves in this process to speak up or write up actually.
Okay, thank you. And another question I want to ask, what techniques can be followed in the class to encourage them to speak in English? What are the techniques?
To encourage them, again, I would like to say that because when we teach students, we know about the students, that about which topic or which particular thing they love to discuss about. Maybe it can be a game, it can be anything, maybe it can be food, maybe in the summer season this is ice cream, and students would be very much inspired to talk about ice cream. Do you know which flavored ice cream do you love most? Do you know how it is made? So in this way, we ask them about, we actually choose in the classroom, and we from their responses, because we know them, how they react to certain situations, to certain things or objects. According to that, we ask them to talk about that topic. So in this way, they get motivated to speak up. Otherwise, this is we can offer them some competitive situation, that you can do this competition today. We can offer you some prizes. Maybe the prize is a simple chocolate, but for that chocolate, they try to compete and they try to speak up or write up, or anything that involves speaking in English, or that involves using English.
Okay, thank you so much. And my next question is, now when it comes to there is a big range in different countries. I want to know the range and the applicability of this language in English for your country learners. What is the range and the applicability of English for your country learners?
Can you please start from the beginning? I missed the first point when you were speaking.
Okay, yeah, okay. From country to country, the range and the applicability is different. So I want to know what is the range and the applicability of your country learners in English.
Okay. Our actually the applicability and the range of the students you were asking. Am I right?
Yes. In your country, I want to know range and applicability of for English.
Sorry, ma'am. Can you give me a situation like as an example from your country? Then I can explain it better.
Yeah, yes, of course. When it comes to our country, normally we are very similar with our mother tongue. And when it comes to our capital city, the students that learners are very familiar with this English language also. But when it comes to our rural areas, there is a very range, very low range, which they have the applicability of English. That's all.
Yeah, similar things happen.
I want to know when it comes to your country
as well. Yeah, similar situation, but not much, because nowadays there are teachers, good teachers in the rural areas also, for which maybe the quantity of students coming from the rural areas, maybe the quantity is low who can speak really very good English, and high quantity of students do use their accents of their mother tongue or the local way of speaking. But yeah, and also maybe we hear in English medium situation where they try to follow the British English or American English, there also the accents vary. So yeah, there is a flexibility, but that you can use your accents in your English speaking, because English is our second language. It's not our first language. So this influence of the accent always remains at the end of the day. So it is an acceptability in our, we accept it very well because it's beautiful, you know, from every culture, the accent must be there and it's beautiful. And we, although we try to maintain that quality when other people from other countries come to our country, maybe from Europe, from America, we maybe, yes, we try to talk in their accents so that there is a balance in that language speaking. So, but in terms of ourselves, when you speak within ourselves, that mother tongue accent always come between us and we accept it very much. That's not a problem for us.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for the explanation. And Hasini, all the questions from the same teacher, Hasini?
That of course they can decide. No, that's okay. No problem.
Okay. Then my next question, I want to know the importance of developing bilingual competence. Next question is, I want to know the importance of developing bilingual competence.
Developing bilingual competence as in our own languages, the bilingual influences we're trying to ask us, that the English language in our mother tongue that we use. Okay, so because we try to give a lot of opportunities for the students to use English in whatever way they can. So they usually have this tendency to speak in language, even if they're speaking in our mother tongue, they try to use English words in their languages, maybe one or two. And what we teachers do is that we inspire them to use another word, maybe another new word, or maybe whatever they know, just motivate them to use English language more in their sentences. So in that case, they it makes them comfortable to use the English language side by side with mother tongue. So also they get this scope to knowingly or unknowingly, even if they are less confident in terms of speaking in English all the time, when they can use English with their mother tongue, maybe they are talking about something and in between one or two sentences they are talking in English. So we inspire them to say so that they get that confidence level, maybe slowly, but they get it. This is how we appreciate bilingualism in our students. In the teachers as well, whenever we are talking, we try to use English languages more. So bilingual practice is natural. It happens in our in this place, and we try to make it as much, use it as much in a positive way as we can.
Yes, of course. Thank you. And next one, my next question. When developing the critical and analytical skills through language, can you tell me the developments of critical and analytical skills through this language?
Yes. In this case, we ask them to think in mother tongue because when they need to implement the English language in critical thinking, it's a greater challenge for them. So to make it easier for them, we ask them to think in their mother tongue. And it's easier for them to think in their mother tongue and then translate it into English. After they, in their mind, we actually ask them to translate it in their mind, that how can this sentence be translated in English and then implement in their speaking or writing. And in that case, we give them this flexibility to choose between these two. Maybe you can write, maybe you can speak, because otherwise there might be some students who actually falls apart. They don't participate in any of speaking or writing. If we ask them, you can only speak, or if you can only write, there might be students who would like to use the language from the other side of the option. So we give them both the options, that you can write or you can speak up. We are available for both, and we would judge between the both. And another thing is, in terms of, because English is the second language, they can make a lot of mistakes. We try to be very much tolerated about it. Mistakes is very normal, so they can make mistakes. The point is they need to think and they need to speak up however they can, in terms of writing or in terms of speaking. So yeah, that's it. That's how we inspire them to use English language in critical thinking and analytical way.
Thank you so much. And I will give this next carry on to Hasini. Hasini, can you carry on?
Yeah, sure, Ms. Sri Lanka, thank you very much. So last but not least, let's talk about why so many children feel that English is not so cool. Most of the Sri Lankans, not only Sri Lankans, I guess most of the children in developing countries are still afraid of this language. They don't feel it, really cool. So how do you deal with this resistance? So in that case, there's a lot of resistance to the language. So how do you deal with this resistance to the language?
So should I say?
Yeah, sure.
Just like I have already said in my last answer, that the mistake is very normal. And with that mistake, we inspire them to carry on. But you do your mistake, but carry on. Do not stop at the place where you are doing mistake. Even if you're knowing that you are doing mistakes, if they can carry on in the second try, they do less mistakes than the first time. So this is one of the strategies we practice for the students to overcome this barrier or the resistance of thinking that English is not that cool and they cannot speak in English or write in English, or they cannot learn English. Yeah, I hope the second option would come from our Nilanka ma'am. Please add something with us that you practice. Can you please, ma'am?
Sorry, can you repeat?
You just wanted to know from what are the things we are doing to encourage children to overcome the resistance, right? Is that the thing you wanted us to clarify? Yeah, Miss Nazia, can you hear us?
Yes.
Yeah. You just wanted us to add some points with regard to the resistance, how we are going to overcome the resistance.
How do you overcome this? I'm just asking.
Yeah. We totally agree with the fact that we should allow the mistakes, because the first thing is that the children are afraid of the language because they are afraid of the audience, because they are afraid that what if I made a mistake? So they don't want to get humiliated in front of the others. So even though they know something, they're still afraid because of these mistakes. They think that we have to be perfect in order to speak in English. But I guess even among the native speakers, even the native speakers might make mistakes, right? Now, for example, when we are speaking in English, we still make mistakes, but nobody laughs at them. But this norm is still there. When it comes to English, if we make a mistake, the others will laugh. We still have this attitude, but this attitude should be changed, no? So if we can make mistakes from our mother language, and if no one cares about those mistakes, why can't we do the same when it comes to English? Because it's just another language. It's just another way of communication. So like, you just got to have that comfort. Like, English is just another mode of communication. It's not going to be something very luxurious. It's not going to be something, practiced by and spoken by only the European people, only the people in the developed countries. So we still have that norm, as maybe as the Asians, we still have that norm, like English is something very superior. So we have to bridge that gap, I guess. So we have to make our children believe that English is just another mode of communication. You can make mistakes, like mistakes are always welcome. You can make mistakes, but the only thing is you need to keep on practicing. You have to use it. Only by using a language, you can improve the fluency. So we have to encourage them to use the language, no matter how many mistakes you make. So you have to encourage the children. Even now in some of our schools, in the classroom, even the teachers have decided these children are very fluent in English. So when it comes to an event, so they most probably tend to give the chance to the child who is very fluent in that language. So automatically the children who don't speak in English, they feel a little bit inferior. They try to build the norm that, okay, see that, the teacher gave the chance to that child because he doesn't make any mistakes. So in that case, some teachers are obviously, encouraging the norm that you have to be perfect. So we have to break this norm. We have to make the children believe that making mistake is not a problem, as long as you can convey a message. As long as you can convey what you want to tell the other person, that's okay. So the first thing is that I believe, yes, as you explained, we have to make them believe that mistakes are allowed. Mistakes are always acceptable. And the next thing is I think the resources. We have to provide them with the resources. Maybe most of the lessons, as long as we can provide in the language of English, maybe some brochures from English. So we have to make them read in English. We have to make them listen to the language, maybe to the songs as you described, to the stories, because listening makes you speak very well. So listening is one thing. So through these activities, through the activities that children enjoy, we have to bridge the gap between this language as a superior thing. So I guess those are the things we can do, as Asians who are still reluctant to accept this language as just another language. Yeah, that's it, I guess. So
thank you very much for this wonderful description.
Yeah, thank you very much. So I guess for today, with that, we can wind up the session. So I take this an opportunity to thank all the Bangladesh teachers and your principal. I'm sorry that I can't remember his name. I'm sorry.
And and he also asked to convey this message that he also said sorry because he could not join today as well, because he's really busy in some official work. So he will be very soon joining us in our sessions. So he asked to inform this in this session. I had one thing to tell you, Miss Hassani. We are supposed to communicate with you all the time, right? From Bangladesh?
For the moment, you can just communicate with me, but in going forward, like we'll make some other teachers available also to coordinate, like.
Okay, sure. But for this moment, in order to communicate with you, we already provided our WhatsApp numbers. So if you have that, can you make a group with you?
Yeah, sure. I'll work on that. Yes. Yeah. We'll have a group so we can like communicate through that group. Yeah. So thank you very much, dear teachers from Bangladesh, for sharing your experience. I think this is
because we are having internet problems. So here is our Raju sir, and here is Miss Nitu ma'am.
Yes.
If you can see, we are all here in the same place, and we are listening to you.
Yeah, thank you very much. So I guess like we are in a new level of learning, because thanks to the technology we are getting the experiences over the seas at no cost. So thanks to the technology, we have this opportunity. So thank you very much for sharing your knowledge and for your time, obviously, because I know y'all must be really busy as teachers. So thank you very much for that. And I would like to thank the president of our association, Mr. Janka Kamagoda, for, giving this opportunity for us as teachers. This is indeed a great opportunity for all of us. I guess we'll get more participants from our end, and we are looking forward to have many more discussions like this during the next 2 months. And we are eagerly waiting to meet you all at the event in June. So that's it, I guess, for today. So thank you very much, and take care and have a nice day. Thank you very much.